All right, welcome back, everybody. It's going to be my trades here for this Friday, 22nd of September, 2023. Okay, so this morning started off with a couple things on. Started off with gold, longer gold. Bought the gold. It was about a quarter till 9. I did have the screen. I had this target up here for Einstein, but shortly after the opening, and once again, if you recall, I don't like trading metals, and I don't like trading any of the energies on a Friday. But I really liked the gold, and I thought the gold was going to have a nice pop, which it did, but after this failed move up right here and started coming back down, I just said I'm just going to get out. Took a small loss. Yeah, I could have held it, would have made a nice little profit on it, but it is what it is. So anyway, I did take a small little loss on the gold because of that failed attempt. I thought, oh, here we go. It's going to be a typical Friday, and I was faked out myself, and I didn't stick with it. And once again, if it was not a Friday, yeah, I would have stayed with it. But it being a Friday, I wasn't willing to hold this thing through the weekend, and you just never know before it hits that target. So anyway, it is what it is. All right, so let's look at stocks. Stocks had a really, really good day. We're going to show you a couple that we got. Very first one that we put on this morning was MLGO. MLGO, let's look at it. All right, here's MLGO. MLGO, I think, was on a lot of people's radar today. It was one of the stronger ones coming in this morning. We didn't have a whole lot to pick from, okay, but definitely big interest in MLGO. Good volume. Also, the spread between the bid and the ask was tight, so I went ahead and got in shortly after 9 o'clock. Or actually, I think it may have been a little bit before 9 o'clock or at 9 o'clock. MGLO had a nice little HF1 buy over here, so I went ahead and I added to it. As we went into the opening, it was still pretty quiet, and we didn't break, which was interesting. So a lot of times, if it doesn't spike, it breaks right away. It wasn't breaking, all right? And I was looking at book maps, watching order flow, seeing there's still a lot of buying in here. So I went ahead and I started moving up and went and added here. So it went through a couple levels here. I was ready to get out. I almost got out. Then it bounced here and it pulled back again. I was still thinking we were going to go higher because I was still seeing buying in here. Now, had I not seen that, I probably would have gone ahead and lifted. But on these pullbacks, when watching the volume dry up, right? So goes up, pulls back, volume dries up. Tells me that we're going to have another push up. Einstein was still showing a couple more levels up. But as it started to come up over here, started to get close, I said, you know what, I'm just going to get out of it. And I went ahead and took my loss. I'm sorry, took my profit here right before it hit this third level. And, of course, it finally just had this huge move up, hit level number 4, but I was already out of it. So it is what it is. But then it finally did crash and burn, and, of course, pretty typical. A lot of times that happens right after the opening. So anyway, made some nice money on MLGL. Really, really surprised. But the big play of the day, and I know there were a lot of people playing this one, but I didn't actually see this on my radar until later on, and that was CCG. CCG. So let's look at CCG. All right, so here's CCG. I didn't have anything on my radar prior to the opening. This is the opening right here where the gray area ends. So all of this is prior to the opening. I did not catch anything over here. And maybe if I had been up earlier, maybe I didn't even look. There may have been some setups over here, but I didn't catch anything. I didn't see it on my radar, and I didn't really see anything until right over here. And then I started getting some patterns developing. So I went and I looked, and I saw that I actually had several levels still showing it was going to go higher. And I started seeing buying coming in. And I was kind of watching these pullbacks, and it looked like it wasn't crashing and burning, right? So I did have a pairing pattern that came in. So I went ahead and said, okay, I'm going to play this. We'll see what will happen. I was watching for these lows take out over here. I was probably going to go ahead and get out. I did also have some pretty extreme stops down here if it really were to just crash and burn. But anyway, so we started going sideways. I saw buying coming in again. I went ahead and added right here about 3 minutes before this little burst up. And then we were off to the races, and I just let this baby play out until I saw that the buying was drying up. And as soon as the buying dried up, I went ahead and I exited up here. So I actually got in at, let's see, I have it marked. Bought in at 18. I added at 1770. And I got out at 22.16. So just a heck of a trade. So big day. See, that's the thing. You can't ever tell what's going to happen on a Friday. That's why I love these patterns. I mean, it's, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I've got it down to my own specific patterns, and it sure makes the entries and the selections a lot easier. And then, of course, Einstein gives me these high probability targets, and then you just kind of watch order flow. You watch to see, watch that volume basically. Wait till the volume starts drying up, and if the pullbacks, the volume is drying up on pullbacks, a lot of times you can stay in. I only make that decision based on how many levels above it. If I have a ton of levels, then I'll go ahead, and a lot of times I'll be okay with a pullback if it has a little bit higher volume, because all it is just some profit taking. So you kind of have to watch, you kind of have to get a feel for what's going on. Are they flushing the stock, or are they just seeing some profit taking? All right. So that just takes experience. It's not going to come overnight. You can't make this thing black and white, guys. You gotta learn to read the charts, and you gotta just watch them every single day and see how volume affects price, and also watch for these pattern setups. Right. I use my own patterns, but whatever it is, watch order flow and see how these orders come in, and have some targets, have your losses in there, have your stop losses, so you don't get wiped out. And in time, y'all should be moving more towards a green. So because a lot of times traders start off, they go green right away in their account, they're excited, then they get overconfident, and they blow themselves out. So never start with money you can't afford to lose. Always start off with a simulator account or a demo account. And don't even think about putting real money on the line until you can show that you have the discipline to stick to whatever method you're trading, and you can control your risk. You don't want to overhold your trades. Don't freeze up. Market's going against you. Be willing to take your losses, all right? You're going to have losses. You're going to have 30-40% of your trades are going to be losses. That's just the way it is when you're trading. So you just want to make sure that those wins are going to be bigger than your losses. So that's why when you're trading these stocks like this, you want those parabolic moves. You want to catch these, all right, because this makes up for a lot of small losses on some of these other stocks. All right, so how did Ken do today? Let's take a look. Disappointed on gold. Probably could have done a little bit better on gold, but lost $36. I wasn't really hitting gold too hard because I just started getting back into the metals. And once again, from what I can tell, I'm probably going to end up doing metals again next week, as well as bringing the energies back in. So I'll be watching crude, watching natural gas. Of course, the indices. I didn't do any of the indices. I was too busy with these trades I had on, so I didn't even look to see if there were setups. I'm sure there were, but I didn't trade any indices today. Obviously, the biggest trade was CCG, but still coming out of the gate on MLGO, that was a really nice win. Also, this morning you saw SWIN made some money, so both of these were on my one of the three stocks that I was looking to trade. So anyway, did well on SWIN, did well on MLGO, and all the rest were just kind of scalp trades. All right, that's it. Anybody have any questions, you can always get a hold of me via my website, Innovative Trading Strategies. Check out all my videos on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you like these videos. And also, if you hit that notification bell, sometimes I don't always put these recaps out, depending on my schedule. Sometimes I can get them out right away after trading. Sometimes I don't put them out until the evening. Just depending on what I'm doing. I do trade a lot of the I do trade Forex a lot in the evening, so sometimes that just takes up my time before I can get away and do these updates. So anyway, get on the notification. This way you'll be updated as soon as they come out. All right, everybody have a great weekend. Be safe, and hopefully we'll see you first thing Monday morning.